welcome back to another video. So, as we know, the Battlefield 4 Beta doesn't have long left until it expires, which is quite sad, but at least we have a few days left to fully explore and use what we want to in the beta before it's completely gone. But I found myself thinking, why haven't I just got in a tank and tried to go on a bit of a rampage? Because usually I'm trying to be the first one who jumps in the transport helicopter or the attack chopper, because I just really like helicopters. Trying to learn how to fly in the beta, so I'm kind of getting better for Battlefield 4 when it launches. But the tank itself is something different, if you will, because you have all these angles, these zones of where you can hit, and all these damage that's very different. But with the tank, if you get a top shot, you'll do about maybe 28 damage. If you do a full front-on shot to the enemy tank, you'll do about 22. Around the 20 mark, it's kind of varied between 22, 23, maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less. If you do a straight back shot, you'll do maximum damage. A side shot is about 28 as well. But the thing is, if you're angled to the back of the enemy tank, you'll do less damage than you would be if it was a straight on shot. So you have to kind of position yourself where you want to be to actually eliminate that enemy tank. The other problem is you have limited ammo. Now, to start with, you have a secondary machine gun, which is very, very good for taking down infantry. The only problem I have with it is it feels very underpowered. Now, I don't know if that's just me, if I'm using it wrong, if I'm not hitting them. Obviously, you can try and aim for the head to kill them quickest, but if you're aiming for the chest or just generally the body, it just doesn't feel very damaging. But the tank has about 5 shots to start with, and once you use all those 5 shots, as we know, you have that little meter that refuels your ammo. It takes absolutely forever. So you want to make sure your shells are going straight towards the tanks, not the enemy infantry. You don't want to waste them. But of course, if you have to use them, then make sure you know where to back up and get into cover so you can reload and rearm. But of course, these tips and tactics are fairly obvious by now. Same applies to the, say, attack chopper. You've got limited ammo in your rockets, so don't use them on infantry, only on armor and enemy helicopters. But the gameplay in the background is of one of my better runs in the tank. Whenever I jump in a tank or a helicopter, attack, transport, whatever it might be, I'm always faced by this barrage of RPGs that you just get locked by. Now, the problem with RPGs is once they lock, you don't know when they fire. So you get a constant lock, like they're locking on you but not actually firing. So you have no idea when to deploy countermeasures. All I can say is once you get locked, just deploy your countermeasures, because if it's an RPG, then you could be screwed, because you have no idea if they've launched it or not, or whatever it might be. But with that said, it is amazing when stuff happens and just falls into place. Maybe you come around a corner in a tank and just mow down a bunch of people, or come around the corner and find yourself right behind the enemy tank, right where you want it to be. I find that amazing, and it's so much fun. So I'm going to try and progress and try and get my tank skills, helicopter skills up for Battlefield 4. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, until next time.